Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's mindfulness practice. My name's Leanna. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. And if you've been here for quite some time, thank you so much for your continued support. I'm bringing to you this week another wall practice using the wall as our support. It's one of my favorite ways to have a more restorative yin flow, and the sequence that I released a few months ago using the wall as our prop seemed to be very much appreciated. So I thought, let's bring another one of these practices into the channel. The wall as our support is so lovely to have, to help with balance, to help with supporting us in stretches. Instead of using our own force, we can use that as our kind of guide. So this practice today is going to be quite slow, very restorative. We'll be holding shapes for anywhere between 2 and 6 minutes to allow for us to get deeper into the fascia, get really deep into that stretch in our bodies, and focus will be mainly on the hips. So really working through that region of the body. We often hold a lot in this area of the body, so offering some release to these more pressured points will hopefully feel really good for you and nice and restorative. So today you will need a block and a pillow or bolster. If you have 2 blocks, great. If you don't have a bolster, use a pillow like myself. I really need to get myself a bolster. It'll feel so nice for these more restorative sequences. But yeah, that's what you'll need today. It'll just allow for the restorative postures that we'll be taking to be that much more easeful for yourself. And yeah, it's always nice to bring the ground a little closer to you in some of these postures. So once you're ready, you can find your place on your mat, and we will start on our back bodies with our legs up the wall. So getting your way to your mats, we'll bring those sit bones close enough to the wall so that our legs can feel completely supported as they reach tall. So shimmying your hips as close as you can get them, and then just letting those legs lengthen up the wall. And if having more space between the bottom of your body and the wall, so having more of a gap there feels better on the backs of the legs and the lower back, please do adjust your placement of your back body. Those arms, they can rest heavy by your side. The palms can lift to the sky for receiving an energy, or ground down towards the ground for grounding. And that gaze can soften, or those eyes can close. Begin to land here on our back bodies, arriving for our practice. And legs up the wall is an automatic calming of the nervous system. It automatically activates that side of our nervous system called the parasympathetic, our rest and digest. So it really allows us with the feet over the heart to start to calm the body, start to slow down. And you might start to notice the blood flowing in the opposite direction than it normally is. It's a beautiful shape for circulation. It's a beautiful shape to do if you're on your feet all day, if you go for a long run, if you're traveling, seated, stationary. Perfect shape to take for a couple minutes before you go to bed at night. And if you start to experience some numbness or tingling, as long as it's not offering you any pain, can you breathe through the discomfort? Maybe you wiggle the toes gently. And start to land even deeper into the body. bringing awareness to how this shape is landing and feeling at the start of your practice. And starting to tune into areas in the body that are maybe holding more tension or maybe more spacious and open. Just acknowledging these areas in the body with grace, with curiosity, becoming curious with why you may be feeling or holding in more areas than others. Just honoring that, no judgment. We bring this awareness to these areas so that we can move the breath to these stickier spots and offer some release. Or if they're more open, we allow that breath to expand in those areas of spaciousness. Start to tune into how your breath is flowing, not altering its natural flow or rhythm, just noticing. Start to watch it move in and flow out with every breath you take. Come to notice the expansion and contraction of your diaphragm, gentle rise and fall of your chest, the slow movement in your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a soft and easy sigh through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose and a gentle sigh through the mouth. Take another slow breath in through your nose and an easy sigh through the mouth. Another deep breath in and a slow breath out. Good, one more just like that. Take an inhale and release with a sigh. Good, now allow yourself to find a breath that is supportive for you throughout your practice, one that's easeful, and that doesn't take much effort, but one that can guide you through each shape, guide your movement, and one that can hold yourself present in the space. So we're moving here intentionally with our breath today. Let's take one last breath here. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to bend those knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the wall. You might shimmy your sit bones away from the wall a little bit to create more space to allow your knees to bend. So think like malasana or yogi squat, but really allow those knees to draw out. And so start to engage a stretch through the inner thigh, but continue to ground down those feet into the wall. And maybe those toes point outwards a bit, those heels point in. And breathing here into the hips, the inner thighs, the groin. Those hands can gently rest on your inner thighs to encourage this stretch outwards. Encourage those knees outwards. And we're not going as deep as butterfly legs. We're still really grounding those feet into the wall like our malasana. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Good. Continuing to breathe here in this shape. Drawing that breath in towards your hip region Watching that breath flow in and flow out. And let's find 3 more breaths here. Last 2. Last 1. Really slowly start to find a fetal position on your right side. So those knees will stack as those legs fall to the right. And we'll reach that right arm towards the right of the room and we'll peel that left arm open. It might feel supportive to bring a pillow underneath the back of that left arm if it's quite elevated, if that shoulder blade is quite elevated from the ground. And finding your supine twist, that gaze may travel to the left. And an option to place that right hand over your outer thigh to encourage those knees towards the ground as you encourage that left shoulder blade towards the ground. And breathing here. Allowing your breath to travel up and down the spine. Allowing the shape to settle. And can you take notice of anywhere you can soften even 1% more into this pose? And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Let's find 4 more slow rounds of breath here as you are. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Really slowly start to draw that neck through center if you took that gaze to the left. We'll draw those knees back up towards our center. Find that malasana. And again, you might shimmy those hips away from the wall a little bit more to bring those soles of the feet to the wall, grounding here. Maybe those knees draw a little wider, those feet step a little wider this time, and toes can face out, knees can point in, or heels can point in rather. Those hands, they can rest by your side, or perhaps you just place them on your knees or thighs to encourage this stretch a little deeper. Maybe you gently ease out of the pose if you've fallen a little too deep. And maybe you can inch those feet even a little wider. And breathing here. And breathing out. Let's find 3 more slow rounds of breath. Last one. And really slowly find that fetal position on your left side. Those knees draw to the left as they stack and release to the ground. And we'll reach that left arm towards the left as that right arm peels open. Again, you may place that blocker pillow under that right arm or shoulder blade if it's quite elevated. That gaze, it can travel to the right. And that left hand may place over the outside of that right thigh to encourage those knees deeper into this twist as that right shoulder blade is encouraged towards the ground. And landing here in this familiar shape, but offering it with a new direction on this opposite side. Breathing into the body and taking notice if one side is more open than the other, especially in that shoulder region. And can you honor that difference? Can you breathe into that difference? Using that breath to release tension, or using that breath to expand in that spaciousness. Let's take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Really nice. Let's find 4 more long, deep breaths here as you are. And last 2. The last one. Really nice and slowly start to peel that right arm back towards the left, finding that fetal position and resting there for a moment, using your bottom arm as a pillow, letting that right arm hug in. And just tuning into how the body is feeling here as we've already entered into our practice. And in this grounding posture, take a moment to check in with what you need from this next little bit of time on our mats together. You might dedicate the rest of your practice to yourself or someone or something, or set an intention if that's a part of your ritual. So taking some time now to welcome that in. And take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Nice and gently use those hands to lift yourself up to a tulsi. We'll bring our back bodies to rest against the wall, and using that wall for support to find that long spine, shimmying those sit bones back to have your lower back pressed up against the wall. Those legs can cross out in front of you if that's comfortable, or you can lengthen them long if that's more suitable for you here. Roll those shoulders towards your ears, relax them down your back, lengthen your spine, lifting the crown of the head tall. And you can have those eyes closed or that gaze softened. And take notice of those shoulders, the backs of the shoulders pressing against the wall. And you have a slight tuck of the navel to lengthen that spine and take away any arch in that lower back. Have a slight tuck of your chin to elongate the neck. Feel the difference of where the back of your head is pressing into the wall behind you. And take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Next breath in, draw those hands wide, those arms wide, push into the wall with those palms. As you arch the back, shine your heart and gaze towards the sky. Think cow pose. Exhale, start to round through the spine as you tuck your chin and navel, hugging those arms towards your body. Think cat-like spine. Inhale, we shine our heart forward, gaze lifts as we push those palms into the wall behind us, cow pose. Exhale, hug those arms towards your body as you curl the spine, tuck that chin and navel in. You may feel the lower back push into the wall behind you. Inhale, you open up, heart and gaze shines forward, palms press into the wall. Exhale, hug those arms in as you round through the spine, tuck that chin and navel. One more round, deep breath in, we shine the heart forward. A long breath out, we curl the spine, hug those arms in. Good, come back to a neutral spine on your next breath in. Release those hands by your side on your exhale. Shoulders drop down our back. And take a deep breath in, reach tall to lengthen. Exhale, start to fold forward over the legs. Those hands, they may reach the ground, they may come to a block. You may bring that block to rest your forehead down, rooting down through your sit bones. Using that wall as support behind you. Your lower back may be pressing into it. Your tailbone may be pressing into it. Allow that chin to tuck towards your chest. Let the spine round. Allow the forehead to rest down. Allow those arms to just hang heavy. And with every breath, maybe you inch those fingers forward even more. Nice deep restorative forward fold here. With that head supported by the block or a bolster. And breathing into the shape, breathing into the hips. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Let's find 3 more slow rounds of breath here as you are. Last 2. Last 1. With that chin tucked towards your chest, really gently start to walk those hands back towards your body. And one vertebrae at a time, slowly lift the crown of your head to the sky to lengthen the spine. Really good. When you arrive, roll those shoulders towards your ears, relax them down your back. Another 2 rounds just like that. Deep breath in, roll those shoulders up. Release them down on the breath out. 1 more deep breath in. Long breath out. And we'll uncross the legs. We'll come through to our belly. So actually bring yourself more to a tabletop, but we're going to come to a supported sphinx pose. So the shins, they'll plant against the wall behind us. So we'll walk those knees in, allowing those shins to plant behind us, using those hands for support to find our shape. So similar to a tabletop, but more on a diagonal with that torso. Really slowly start to lower your chest to the ground, and you may shimmy those knees even closer to the wall when you arrive. And for that sphinx pose, those forearms will be in a figure 11 shape, so planting down here. And if you feel any pressure on the lower back, please shimmy your hips forward, making more space between the wall and your shins to release any pressure. And you may stay here lifted if that feels good for you, or option to start to sink your chest towards the ground. And that forehead, it can release to the bolster or to a block, allowing your neck to fall kind of like into a hammock between your shoulder blades, allowing that chest to really drop. And slight engagement of those shoulder blades towards one another as you fall heavier towards the ground. And letting that heart drop towards the ground, this gentle back bend.
In that wall, planting our shins against it, you may notice a subtle stretch into the quads, into the front of the hips. It's quite subtle. And breathing into this shape and landing in whatever variation you found for yourself here. And allowing that gaze to soften or stay closed throughout your practice. Continuing to watch that breath travel in and travel out. Allowing this to be nice and easeful. So take notice of where you can soften. Take notice if that breath has become constricted. Can you ease out of the pose? Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Let's find 5 more slow rounds of breath here as you are. Last 2. Last 1. Really slowly start to ground down through your forearms and your palms to lift your head upright. Release the block from beneath you if you used any props for support. And an option to stay here as you are, or you may ground down through your palms to lift the forearms off the ground, gently engaging those glutes and letting that head drop back, reaching towards the balls of your feet. So stretching along the front body, engaging a little bit of a deeper back bend here. We're not here for long. Take a deep breath in, a long breath out. Feel that opening across the front of the throat. Let's take one more deep breath in. And on that exhale, slowly start to lower back down to the ground. We'll stack those palms in front of us. Allow the forehead to rest down. Letting that back bend go and letting that simmer, that dissipate. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Really slowly start to lift your forehead off your palms. And ground down through your palms to come to stand on your knees like that tabletop. Shift those shins forward to come to your shins, to a kneeling seat. And we'll find a supported frog shape. So option to bring cushions or fold that mat under to rest your knees on. And we're shimmying our feet towards the wall so that our feet are planted into the wall. So a 90-90 bend in those legs. So think frog-like legs. And then if this feels good for you, you can stay supported up on your hands. And again, allow that chest and neck to fall forward. Or if you'd like this to be a little bit more supportive and restorative, you can bring that block or bolster or prop that pillow on top of the block and rest your belly down. Bringing one cheek to the bolster or props beneath you, and allow those forearms to rest by your side. So finding the height that you need here to allow your body to just fall and hang heavy. And this is a quite intense stretch on the groins and the inner thighs. So taking this at your own pace. Again, coming to notice where you can soften or inch out of the pose if you've gone a little far past your limits. Adjusting any props beneath you to bring the ground closer or to bring your body closer towards the ground. And landing here, falling heavy. And breathing into the shape, breathing into the body. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Continuing to hold here in this shape. And resting down. Watching every breath travel in and flow out. Allowing that breath to guide your depth, your movement. If you've taken one cheek down, option to switch sides, directions with that gaze. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Let's find 5 more slow rounds of breath as you are. Knowing that you can always adjust the shape at any point. And use that breath to guide you. And we'll find 3 more rounds of breath. And the last 2. Last one. Really slowly start to draw back through center, rooting down through those forearms and palms to lift yourself upright. We'll shimmy those knees in towards one another really gently, coming out of that deep stretch. And we'll find a kneeling seat, allowing those palms to rest down on your lap, just taking a moment here to let that stretch settle. Roll those shoulders towards your ears, release them down your back. Lift the crown of the head tall to the sky with a slight tuck in that chin. Take a deep breath in. A long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And gently flutter the eyes open. You'll come down to one side to bring yourself to your sit bones, and we'll make our way back down to our back bodies and find those legs up the wall to close down our practice. So shimmying those sit bones as close to the wall as it feels comfortable for you. Allowing those arms to rest by your side, palms up for receiving, palms down for grounding. And just allow the legs to hang in space with support of the wall along the backs of them. Allow that gaze to soften, those eyes to close. And roll those shoulders down your back, have that slight tuck of the chin, allow the breath to flow freely. And take notice here of how the body is feeling compared to the start of your practice. Where you're feeling more open, where you're feeling more settled. And let's take one last final deep breath in together. Deep inhale through the nose. And steady sigh through the mouth. And today we'll be finishing practice exactly as you are, so feel free to lie here for as long as you'd like in this supported posture. And allow the effects of this practice to continue to radiate throughout your body as you leave your mats and step into whatever comes next in your day. Place that left hand over our heart, the right hand over top. And find gratitude for all the past teachings and practices that have come before us, and for this ability to connect here together. Enjoy the rest of your practice, and thank you so much for letting me guide you today. May the love enlighten me, shine through to the love enlighten you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope this is what you needed. I release new mindfulness practices weekly to my channel, and I cannot wait to connect with you again next week. And if you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe to my channel. The more my community grows, the more outreach I can have for the greater community to come. So all your support is so appreciated and so helpful. I look forward to connecting with you next time. Have a beautiful rest of your day and the rest of your week. Namaste.